Today is day 2 of heading out to local stores and shops to try to wholesale my product Vino cards. And today actually I was just out doing some early holiday shopping and I decided to go to World Market. And if you haven't been before, they have amazing home decor and items, very unique from around the world. And because of the holiday, they have a lot of cute gift ideas popping up around the store that I haven't seen before. And of course, a lot of kitchenware, a lot of wine glasses and things of that nature. So I thought originally I wasn't thinking about reaching out to them, but just going in randomly, I thought this would be a great spot. So I talked to the store manager, and the common theme here is that they kind of refer me to just call a corporate office or do a corporate email and reach out that way. And that way is a little tough for me because I feel that I can sell myself and sell the product a lot easier in person. So a lot of you might feel the same way. But talking to the store manager, he referred me to a phone number to reach to, and hopefully I can actually talk with someone on the phone rather than send an email about it. I also decided to ask him what the time frame is for holiday items that they want in their store. So I know that this year's a little too late to get my product in. All of the holiday items are out in stores already well before even Halloween in some places. So I asked him when they start looking for holiday things for the new year, and he said that they're basically looking now, which is crazy to think about that we haven't even celebrated one holiday yet. So to already be thinking about next year was a huge tip. So I definitely want to reach out now, give the corporate office a call, send out emails, and do everything with the prospect of selling Vino cards in stores next year. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to reach a certain holiday, they do this a year in advance, and this is really similar with fashion. So if you see like runway fashion or what's going out in stores as far as clothes, you already see the season next. So they start looking for summer items in the winter. They start doing that kind of thing, planning in advance. So I would recommend doing the same for your product, and I'm certainly going to do it with mine. But this is a good reminder that Amazon's an amazing platform to sell your product in the meantime and to fill in the gaps. My product Vino cards does really well during the holiday season because of a giftable, unique item that it is. And so I would recommend that in the meantime, sell on Amazon. I have a video on how you can sell your product on Amazon, what to expect, how much it'll cost you, and what that process is all like. So I'll link the video here for you guys. Check it out. I recently did a video on how I went to my first store in person to talk to store owners and pitching my product to them essentially. I'll go ahead and link the video here for reference. And this is really important because a lot of store owners I've noticed are referencing you to reach out over email or to call a corporate office, something of that nature, which means that you have to really think about how you want to word your email, what product images you want to include, and basically how to stand out in probably a sea of emails that these corporations, these businesses are getting on a daily basis. I spent some time thinking about major pointers to include in your email, and I've recently learned that a line sheet is very important for wholesaling. And if you don't know what a line sheet is, I'll talk in more depth about this as well. Let's dive into an email that I've actually sent to store owners so that you can get a visual on what to include and then maybe customize it for your product. I decided to copy and paste over an email I've sent out and put it in a Google Doc for you guys. That way we could just edit as we go, and I'll just talk through some of the reasoning why I included certain things in an email. So of course we're going to start off with locating an email for whichever shop you're reaching out to. So typically you can just type in into a search of whatever name of the shop you're looking at, and in the contact me section of the website there should be an email you can reach out to. It might be a general email, there might be a specific email for wholesale opportunities specifically, which I've encountered in some shops. So whatever it is, you'll go ahead and include that email. And there should be a contact name. So if there's a specific name for someone that you should address the email to, make sure to include that right here in that hi, whoever's name it is. So for this purpose, I'll just go ahead and include my boyfriend's name. So I'll just put in Travis. You can also just include, if there's no name, you can just put in like, hi, World Market team, for example, or hello, wholesale team, whatever you feel comfortable using. I'll of course introduce myself. Hi, my name is Ariana, and if it is a place like World Market, we'll use that example. I'll say, I'm a huge fan of World Market. I've been going since I was little. I've not attended, it sounds a little weird. I've gone to World Market. I've gone to the store ever since I was little or something. You can just say like, I love it there so much. I don't know, whatever it is. I mean, I don't know if I'd exactly say this, but the point is maybe try to relate to them or let them know that you're a fan of the shop, basically just to show interest. And I wouldn't recommend like lying about it. Just include something that you like about the store if you're not really a regular shopper, whatever it is. I happen to love World Market, so this isn't a lie, but I'd probably make it sound a little more professional, but the point is include something nice. Then I can dive into what my product is. So include the product name, the company name, whatever it is, Vino cards, and what it is. So I condense the information, some quick, pointers of what the product is, and some highlights. So the big things are that it includes 50 wine flashcards to help beginners and experts in wine tasting. So I also included what the demographic is. For World Market, I'll just continue using that example. For World Market, I feel like my cards would be perfect because it's wine flashcards from around the world. So, I'll try to relay it, tie it in some way that way. I also include that it's the perfect gift for someone. It's good for someone who wants to do it by themselves, so learn wine tasting on their own or with a partner, friends, or family. I also include just that it's unique. So this is basically this whole paragraph following your intro should just be about your product and what's great about it. So don't feel bad about like boasting about it. Just really talk about the highlights and what's really great about your product. Try to sell it to them in just a few sentences. Next, I go into including my business line sheet. So if you don't know what a line sheet is, essentially it is a 1 to 2 page sheet where you include your products on there along with the color info, SKU number, how much it costs, what it wholesales for, what it retails for, essentially just a little info card of what that product is, what that line is, and then the variations of it. So typically line sheets will include, I'll show you an example actually. Let's see. So this production line sheet I just found on Google. This highlights that they have certain different types of clothing. So they have a t-shirt that's in this color. They have another t-shirt, but it's this color, this style. This one has a pocket in it. And then they go into jeans and jackets. So here you see all that little specific information. So the color, and for clothing shops, retail, they have to include the specific name of the color and that kind of thing. So they also include the delivery dates. So when that's available to give to the store when they need it. You can see here that it just includes the images, the color as best to the ability, what it matches with, and all of that. So for Vino cards, it's just one product, so it's not going to have variations like that. So I could show you a quick image of my line sheet's not done yet, but this is what I'm including since I don't have different variations as I mentioned. I just include different photos and samples of the cards that are inside the deck. So here you see a bunch of different cards. I tell them it's varying categories. Then I have an index card that highlights the different types of wines as well. And then some extra info cards with the size of the cards itself and how many info cards I have, category breakdown, how to use Vino cards, and all of that. So that's essentially what a line sheet entails. For this email example that I have here, the business required that you include certain information in the email so that they would even consider you. So you might encounter that as well. I decided that even though it is in my line sheet, just to include it in the body of the paragraph, my wholesale pricing, the availability, and the turnaround time. These were specifics that they asked, but it is good to include it in any email that you send out. So here you could make it clear what the wholesale price is. So you'll include your amount here, whatever amount it is. And then for the unit number, so like how many you have available in your possession, and then availability, it could be immediately, it could be, however many days or weeks that you need in order to get them the product that they want. So this is, of course, customizable to pertaining to your business specifically. Then I included my website links so that they have some extra places to go to check out the product. So my Vino Cards website, even my social media, so that they can see the engagement with my followers. I also included a little extra information about when I started the business, how I came to that point, why I think this product is good for the holiday season specifically, and then where they can find essential information about the product itself. Then I included some extra information about where my photos are attached for the product so that they could see it, and that I am available via phone or in person. So I provided my cell number as well. And this just lets them know that I am local. I am available to discuss in person if they need to, or if they need more information from me that maybe I didn't include in the email, they can reach out to me directly. So then I do a little outro here, looking forward to connecting with you, or however you want to end it, and sign off with my full name. So this is just a simple little example of an email that I've sent out in the past. Of course, don't try to just batch it and send out just one whole email to a ton of different vendors. Try to customize it, try to make it so that they feel that you specifically reached out to them. But of course, you can use a lot of the same information when you're reaching out to a lot of different shops and boutiques, companies, etc. I have a few more important key things to consider, to include, to absolutely try out when you're reaching out to wholesale opportunities. So stick with me, they're very important. So number one would be to, of course, include photos in your email, and make sure to start with an email draft. Think about it, read out what you're saying to your friends or to your family to get some feedback, and really choose your pictures wisely. You want to showcase your product in the best light. So include a few different photos, make sure that they're edited well, that they look nice and presentable, and to, of course, look like it would in real life. So make sure that you have the best photos to include and send them out for all of your emails. The second thing I use is this website called Canva. Now, this isn't sponsored by Canva, but I really found that it's a great way, a great tool to use when you want to create your line sheets that I mentioned earlier. So Canva is free. You can do a line sheet for free, and it'll have a perfect template for you so that you can just easily add photos and text to your line sheet. And the best thing is that you can make so many different versions. I'm still working on my line sheet, and I'm already on version 5 at this point of trying to choose the best photos, the best font, and I really want my product to stand out, and I want the line sheet to stand out. So I highly recommend using Canva. There might be some other sites as well where you can do a line sheet or just edit photos, create thumbnails for YouTube videos, all sorts of things, but Canva has definitely been a great tool, and I highly recommend it. The third tip I have for you is to use a program called Loom, and Loom is essentially a video email. So instead of writing out, like I just showed you, an email to wholesale buyers, maybe do a video chat, a video call like this for your buyers. And the reason I suggest this is because it's a unique way to stand out, right? Imagine all of the emails that companies and boutiques and shops are receiving on a daily basis. It must be thousands in a week. And so the way that you can really stand out is if you use Loom. And again, this isn't sponsored by Loom either, but it was recommended to use this website by my boyfriend. He said that this is a really cool way to just make yourself be seen in a mountain of emails. If you feel comfortable doing so, just like talking to a camera like I am with you guys, then I would recommend at least looking into it and see how you can use Loom to your benefit. The reason that this is also a good idea is because you can showcase a little bit of your personality, and you can't really tell tone through email. So I feel like the video is much easier to get your points across. You can even maybe show your product. So I think it's a really cool idea. And I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about this. So I definitely recommend at least looking into it and trying it out. I have yet to do so as well, but I have recorded a couple of examples. I just I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to that. I'm also a little self-conscious in a lot of ways. So I just want to kind of perfect that Loom video email, but look into it. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, so it could be a cool way to stand out right now before people jump in on that train. Another tip, actually a little bonus tip that I have for you guys, is to just keep track of who you're reaching out to. Keep a list of all the shops that you're reaching out to, the names of people that are seeing these wholesale emails, if you can find the names and all of that. So you can use an Excel sheet, Google Doc, whatever is easiest for you. You can even create a Google email folder, whatever it is to help you keep track and check off who responded to you, who didn't respond. Maybe you can see who you need to follow up with, all of that good stuff. So stay organized at the beginning. Try out different email drafts, try out Loom, use free sites like Canva to create line sheets. You don't have to spend a lot of money to, make yourself be seen and to showcase your product. There's a lot of tools out there, so I highly recommend. YouTube is, of course, a tool as well. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I continue doing these wholesale series. As I'm learning through the process, I'm going to share it with you guys. So if you're looking to do wholesale this year or in 2021, hoping for a better year next year, then just subscribe, like this video. And you can also click here to see last week's video on me going to a shop for the first time trying to pitch Vino cards. So check out that video right here.